In this video, we are going to set up Windows Server 2022 on VMware Workstation. Now, I want to let us know from the beginning that this isn't going to be one of those perfect videos that you see. And in this video, I'll try as much as possible to be very practical, because setting up a Windows Server on a VMware Workstation Pro can be very tricky. And if you don't know the right step, you might easily run into a problem and become frustrated. That's why I'm going to keep this tutorial as practical as possible. At some point, you will actually see me go back and restart the installation from the beginning. I'm doing that intentionally, not because I don't know what I'm doing, but because I want to show you what to do if you encounter the same problem. So with that said, let's jump right into it. Now I'm going to click File and then select New Virtual Machine. I'm going to leave the configuration as typical. The custom option is for more advanced configuration where you want to manually choose every setting. For this tutorial, the typical option is all we need, so I'll click Next. VMware has already detected the Windows Server ISO, but I'm going to browse and select it manually. So I'll click Browse, select the Windows Server ISO 2022, click Open, and as you can see, VMware has detected it successfully. Now I'll click Next. I don't have a product key, so I'm going to skip that step. Next, I'll create my password. Just choose something that is strong but easy to remember. Now I'll give the virtual machine a name. I will simply call it Windows Server 2022 and then click Next. For the virtual disk, I will leave it at the default maximum disk size of 60. I will also leave the default option to split virtual disks into multiple files, then click Next. Before I finish, I want to customize the hardware. But first, you need to know the total of how many RAMs you have on your computer so you can know how many to allocate to your virtual machine. Take note of that. Once that is done, I'll click Close, then Finish. VMware will automatically power on the virtual machine after I click Finish. At this point, we just need to be a little patient while VMware prepares the virtual machine and loads the installation file in the background. Now, here is our first issue. We are getting the error, Windows cannot find the Microsoft license terms. Make sure the installation sources are valid and restart the installation. This is a common error that can confuse a lot of people. You might be wondering, but I got this ISO directly from the Microsoft official website. Why is it saying that the installation source isn't valid? Don't worry about that. The ISO isn't necessarily the problem. This is exactly why I said that this tutorial would be practical. Instead of hiding the problem, I'm going to show you how to fix it. First, I'll click OK, then power off the virtual machine. Now we are going to completely remove the failed installation and start fresh. I will right click on Windows Server 2022 and select Open VM directory. Inside this folder, you will see several files that VMware automatically created in the background while setting up the virtual machine. Since we want a completely fresh installation, we are going to delete all of these files. That way, nothing from the failed installation can interfere with the new one. I will select everything in the folder and delete it. To confirm everything is gone, I will try opening the folder again. As you can see, it's not opening. That means there is nothing inside. Next, I will return to the VMware, right-click on the Windows Server 2022 and select Remove. Now VMware looks exactly like a fresh installation, as if we never created a virtual machine in the first place. At this point, we are ready to start the installation again. I'll click File, then New Virtual Machine. I'll leave it on Typical and click Next. Now, pay close attention here. Don't be in a hurry to click Next, because this is the step that makes all the difference. This is how we are going to avoid the error we encountered earlier. Instead of selecting Installer Disk Image File, we are going to choose the third option. I will install the operating system later. Go ahead and select it, then click Next. For the operating system, choose Microsoft Windows, then select Windows Server 2022 and click Next. Leave the maximum disk size at 60 and keep the option Split Virtual Disks into multiple files. Before we finish, I'm going to customize the hardware. By default, VMware allocated 2 GB RAM, but I prefer giving my Windows Server virtual machine 4 GB RAM. Just make sure you leave enough memory for your host operating system so everything continues to run smoothly. Once I have changed the memory allocation, I will click Close and then Finish. Now, this next step is very important. Don't power on the virtual machine yet. Instead, click Edit Virtual Machine Settings. From the left-hand side, select CD/DVD. This is where we are going to manually attach the Windows Server 2022 ISO. Select Use ISO Image File. Click Browse. Navigate to where you saved the Windows Server ISO. Select it and click Open. Then click OK. As you can see, the ISO has now been successfully attached to the virtual machine. Now we are ready to power it on. Press any key on your keyboard. Now here is another issue that many people run into. You'll notice an EFI network error. What's happening now is that the virtual machine is trying to boot from the network instead of booting directly from the Windows Server ISO. This happens because of the boot order. Don't worry, this is completely fixable. At this point, just be patient. After a few seconds, the boot order will appear. Once the boot manager appears, use the arrow keys on your keyboard to highlight EFI VMware Virtual SATA. Press any key again. The Windows Server 2022 installation should now begin successfully. So what we need to do now is to select the language. If this is not the language you use in your country, you can check. Let me check if there are other options. Oh, it's just United States. Okay, I think it's because the ISO we downloaded was an English ISO. That's why. So I'm going to click Next and then click Install now. In a few minutes, the Windows Server is going to be installed and will be ready to use. There are different types of operating system to select from here to install. We have the Windows Server 2022 Standard Evaluation. We have the Windows Server 2022 Standard Evaluation Desktop Experience. We have the Windows Server 2022 Data Center Evaluation. And we also have the Windows Server 2022 Data Center Evaluation Desktop Experience. Now what we want is the second one, which is Windows Server 2022 Standard Evaluation Desktop Experience. Depending on what you are doing, you can actually select the one that suits your need, but the desktop experience is what I want. So this is the Microsoft license terms. You can just quickly go through it, and once you are done, you accept and click Next. Okay, so which type of installation do you want? Obviously, we don't want upgrade. What we want is to install a fresh Windows Server. So we are going to click the second one, which is the custom. So this is the 60 gig space that we allocated earlier. So after selecting it, you just click Next. Okay, so the installation has started, and in a few minutes, this is going to be ready for us to use. So let's wait for the installation to be complete. It's going to be very fast. That's one thing I like about Windows. It's going to be very, very fast. Okay, so I'm gonna press Ctrl Alt plus Delete. I'm gonna enter my administrator password. Okay, so for you to see something like this, Server Manager, it means that the Windows Server has been installed. So let me expand this so we can have something good. So I'm gonna expand it from here. free stretch. Okay, so this is it. Now, just in case you don't like the way it is, you can go to the settings and make some changes. So in the settings, you go to display, go down to where you have display resolution. So you'll just be testing it until it fits what you like. Let's take a look at this. This one is not good. You're going to revert it. Just keep testing until you get the one that you like. I think this size is good, right? So that's how it works. You just keep on testing until you finally get the correct one, which is very good for you. Okay, so our Windows Server 2022 is ready, and we can start things like Active Directory. If you want to learn how to set up Active Directory in a Windows Server like this, Active Directory, group policy, users, organizational unit, and the rest, then check out this my video where I made a full hands-on on Active Directory. Thanks for watching Tech with More, and I will see you in the next one.